Hey guys, Max here to talk about the Silicon Valley premiere, which aired tonight on HBO, and we got off to a pretty solid start here with season three. We kind of picked up after this cliffhanger that we had with Richard getting fired from his own company, which turned out to be not quite as devastating as we thought, but it turned out to be a pretty fun episode. Some of the notable scenes that we got here were Richard kind of going to Flutterbeam and sort of testing the waters with another company, and they had kind of this funny mustache augmentation gag that turned out to be pretty good. And this whole episode actually had some really funny moments. There was the whole the Rigby ongoing bit with Dinesh and Guilfoyle that was pretty funny, and then we had the visual sight gag of Ehrlich kind of kicking this Bambot around near the beginning of the episode. But then meanwhile we had this interesting kind of development with Gavin at Hooli, which sort of turned out to be kind of one of the bigger developments in this episode, which had kind of the Nucleus project shutting down, and then Big Head getting this massive settlement, which could have lots of different opportunities and could go in some fun directions. But I think the most notable thing about this episode was we got to meet Jack Barker, who was played by Stephen Tobolowsky, who's famous from Groundhog Day, Glee, a bunch of other shows, Heroes. And it was interesting because this character is seems like sort of a nice guy, which could be an interesting kind of way to go with a successful character on the show. Usually we see these characters and they're kind of jerks, kind of like the Peter Gregory, Gavin, Laurie, like all these characters are sort of not very nice, sort of cutthroat, but this guy actually seems to maybe have Richard's best interest at heart. So I'll be interested to see if that's actually kind of a farce or if that's a genuine character trait, but anyway, I'll be very curious to see how that all kind of plays out along with all this other stuff. Just going off this first episode here in season three, we look to be kind of going off in a very pointed direction with the rest of these episodes. So I'm looking forward to it. I gave this episode an 8, but you can check out my full written review on IGN.com. And for everything else Silicon Valley, HBO, Game of Thrones, all of it, stay here at IGN.